Making... It's an ice cream van. Hello and welcome back to my channel. You've seen what Google has picked out for me last week, but today I'm using those products. Let's see what I think about these products. I have not tried any of the products that Google has picked out for me, so this is also going to be like first impressions. The only thing that I have tried before is the concealer. I will try to keep my excitement at bay because last week, whoo, if you were playing the drinking game, I feel sorry for you. I've already done my skincare and stuff. I don't really prime. Primers usually block my pores, and as you can see, should have fallen. I don't need any more clogged pores. I'm going to go straight in with the foundation, and if you've seen last week's video, if you haven't, you should have seen that one first. I'm going to go in with Milani Conceal and Perfect. As always, I'm going to just squirt 3 pumps onto a back of just powder. Very thick, like me. I'm going to go straight in with my sponge actually. If I don't like the finish, I'll switch it up to a brush. Atty really likes this foundation. Who else likes this foundation? Steph Toms likes this foundation. A lot of people like this foundation. I can tell you already, it is not full coverage. At least not with the sponge. That's not a bad thing. We'll see how it builds later on maybe. Brush usually gives a better finish, more coverage. Not better finish, not necessarily better. And as expected, it does streak a little bit with the brush. The foundation is really comfortable on the skin. Sorry, I have another mirror there. Okay, so this is like a first layer, and I've probably used 2 out of those 3 pumps, but I will use the remaining pump to build the coverage on my cheeks, and it does build. As you can see, the foundation is probably like more of a medium coverage and a demi matte finish. I like it though. The product out of this whole box of makeup that I've tried before, it is the Conceal and Define concealer. I do like it, but it doesn't last very long. Like the tube doesn't contain a lot of product, but it is a nice concealer. I always use concealer to prime my lids. What I have to do is set my under eyes, so I'm actually gonna take a lid off of that loose powder. RCMA No Colour powder. This is so unbelievably famous online, I feel like, and I'm gonna try it for the first time. I don't really set my under eyes usually because I have this powder, and apparently it's so fantastic. I'm gonna see what it can do. So I don't bake. I like it. It's quite light. I might as well take a little bit of that powder into my beauty blender, but the rest of my face. I don't really like to do that, but this powder is really nice because it feels really light on my skin. It doesn't feel like powder, it's not too heavy. A little bit of Fix Plus, but it's still powder, and I don't like that powdery finish on my face. So far, really like this base. I see why Google has picked out the products it did pick out. I'm gonna do my eyes and then finish the rest of my face. For my pomade, Google has recommended to try Revolution Pro, and I have bought the shade Taupe. I start by brushing through my brows. I'm gonna take a little bit of my pomade. Oh, this is a lot more stiff than the eyelash pomade. Drier. Don't mind that though. I like the colour of this. I really like the colour of this. Very nice. Not too warm. Matches my hair nicely. However, Like I said, this formula is quite dry, so I find myself having to dip in quite a lot. I really like it. I will definitely be using more of this. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below. On my eyes, if you've seen last week's video, you'll know that, oh, come on, open. We will be playing with this. So pretty. I want to zoom you in. You want to be zoomed in? Let me know. I will zoom you in, but I need feedback. Do you want to be zoomed in for the eyes or not? I'm going to start with Bold Metals 200 and this cream shade. Reasonable amount of kickback in the pan. I will take that cream shade just to set my lid. That's really nice. Reasonably pigmented if you want like a matte cut crease. I'm gonna go in with this light brown and a fluffy brush to put in the crease. And I just really want to blend this. They blend beautifully together. Now I'm gonna go with this dark orange shade and I'm gonna mix it with this pink. I'm gonna put it on the outside corner and into the crease as well. I'm using the same brush. Wow, okay. These are pigmented. Okay, I'm going to take a clean brush, clean fluffy brush, and blend out the edges. Let me take a little bit of that brown and putting that on the top as well. Again, clean brush. I'm taking this kind of flat, still fluffy brush and I'm going to pick up this pink bang on in the middle. I'm putting that in the middle of my lid. Wow, this is not foiled. This is just on the brush. Tiniest bit of fallout. Sweep that away. I'm actually going to use my finger. Put it on. Wow. This colour is like slightly duochrome, I feel like. And I'm taking my brush, my blending brush, to blend the edges. The inner part of my eye, I'm gonna dip into the lightest shimmery shade, which is this one. And I'm putting that on the inner corner, blending it in with the rest of the shadow. It's not the most pigmented. Let me see if it like foils nicely. No, it doesn't make much difference. Alright, what do I want for my lower lash line? I'm gonna start with the lightest brown. Put that on my lower lash line. This brush still has like products from what I've been putting at the top, so I like that. I'm not picking up any more of those reds onto it. I like my shadow quite low. If you don't, use a smaller brush. And again, I'm going to take that pencil brush and the lightest pink and I'm putting that on the lower lash line. So in the corners and the bottom. Ooh. See, it shows up so much more here. Smaller brush and the second lightest brown on all the browns on the bottom rather than the pink. And a lot closer to the lash line. Still quite a warm brown, so it may seem like it's an orange. I'll quickly do my other eye off of camera and I'll be right back. With regards to the palette, it's a really nice palette. The shadows blend well. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is the fact that there's not a lot of difference between the shadows. The look is going to look very similar every single time you do it, which can be a positive for some people. If you're into colours like this, if you want eyeshadow that looks similar to what I've done today, obviously the shape, the amount of depth and the amount of shadow that you put on will make the eyes look different, but it's going to be a very similar colour scheme. If you look at Revolution and Soph Does Nail collaboration, you can do so much with this. There's endless looks you can do with this, you know, and this one, they're all gonna look very, very similar, which again, like I said, it can be a positive. It's a good palette and I do recommend it. It was £8, I think. No, it wasn't. I should probably check. Oh, the palette is £4. So guys, for £4, this is amazing. Regardless whether you get the same looks out of it or not. I wanted to buy eyeliner, but Superdrug didn't have the one that Google has suggested, so I thought I'll skip it. But I will use mascara, and like I said in my previous video, I am looking forward to this because I didn't expect to say Nip+Fab to be the best affordable mascara. So, oh, it already transferred. Great, I've only dabbed it once. Curled my lashes a little bit, made them black, but it's a really wet formula. Like, I can't blink too much because it transfers. Okay, so the mascara's pretty nice. It made my lashes black, kind of lengthened them. There was no much thickness in there, and I need to wait for this to dry over here so I can scrape it off. The formula is really wet and it transferred when I blinked. In the meantime, I will actually move on to contouring. Well, bronzing and contouring, and this, I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to take the soft tan. I was going to start with the contour shade, but I will start with the bronzer. I think I've transferred more mascara onto it. Yeah. Let me zoom it in. This mascara is transferring like freaking crazy. Literally is like, I feel like it's running into my eyes as well. Every time I blink, it kind of glues my lids, like my eyes together a little bit. What are you doing, Nip+Fab? This is definitely not the best mascara in the drugstore. It's literally going into my eyes. Whatever. Okay, that's a bit better. I'm going to take soft tan. I'm going to start bronzing my face. And now I'm going to take the contour shade and seeing that. They're quite warm, I'm not gonna lie. And for my other side, I'm just gonna mix both of these. See that? Quite warm. They blend really, really nicely. Same on my forehead. But I kind of like it. It looks like I've tanned a little bit. Underneath my lip. Underneath my chin. That's quite good. I like that. Unfortunately, the two other shades, Bronze Glow and Champagne Shimmer, both of these will be way too dark for me. For my blush, ooh, I like these, but this might take it there. But I really like these. The pigmentation on these is quite nice. The multitask brush is my favourite for blush. And I'm going to dip into the peachy orangey shade. I'm going to mix some of this one as well. Why not? I really like blush, so. Okay, I like blush, but this is way too much. Let me blend that in. I like that. Something that I'm just full on dreading is this? In theory it should be nice because it's called a golden light and it reflects gold, but it's white and I hate when I put white highlighter on. I love highlighters that reflect almost like icy silver white, but I don't want to be able to see it on my face. It looks white on the brush. And now I'm gonna highlight my face. I really like doing this, by the way. Taking a sponge and blending the highlight in with the sponge. I don't know. What do you think? Don't hate it. Looks okay, but it's not my favorite. I think it will look really nice as part of this inner corner. I'm gonna take a flat brush and put that highlighter over here. Oh yes. Can I get rid of this now? That mascara is so that it doesn't even want to come off my face. Love that. Last but not least, the lipstick. And if you haven't seen last week's video, you should go and watch it because I dupe this. Actually, I dupe very high-end, quite expensive lipstick with this. You can see my initial reaction to when I realized that they're identical. Really like this look. The mascara was not great. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!